So next we're gonna get an update from our cultivators, and we're going to start, our first one is Osage.
Before we start, at the end of the last meeting, we talked about getting some updates on what was in the application for timelines.
Right, see if they're operational.
Yeah.
Do we have those timeline information?
We don't, I'm sorry, we don't have them available at this time. I think you can probably ask the applicant.
Okay.
I apologize for that.
You just wanted a blanket question with this. What did you put in your application? How many days you'd be up and operational?
Well, just making sure that we were on the timeline that we set as far as the rules and regulations.
Okay.
Remember, everything got to follow those rules.
Right.
and regulations.
Matt True Love.
Can I try the other one?
Don't touch it. Sorry.
Is that one broken? Matt True Love with Osage Cultivation.
You just push the button. Just make sure it's on.
Matt True Love with Osage Cultivation here to answer any questions you might have.
How far along are you?
Yeah, can you just tell us about your cultivation facilities, where you are.
So we are doing a pre-engineered metal building, and the pre-engineered metal building is complete. We are started on interior framing of the walls. Once those walls are complete, we'll be starting with fertigation, overhead plumbing, electrical, and the HVAC system at that time. But we are in the dry. All the walls are sheeted, the roof's on, complete, beginning all the interior work.
So based on the timeline that you put in your application, can you go through that and tell us where you are based on, and you can take into account the whole period?
So we feel like we're going to be done with construction around March 1st. And we are anticipating a 90-day cycle from the approval process before medicine will be available from the one completed. So that would be a June 1st delivery date.
You're talking about end of June? Be ready to deliver?
Essentially, it would be in June, but if we get the approval on March 1st, and that's when we feel like the facility will be complete.
Hopefully you got distributors and dispensers up by then. You got product on it, you got product with no place to go.
Correct.
We don't.
Yes, sir.
I like to get under all the time. I think the main thing is obviously once you guys in place, when the dispensaries are open and then hopefully this process goes forward, then hopefully that time's out all right.
Well, we've, a lot of the equipment has long lead times and everything, and we've been placing those orders trying to time that. We don't want to buy that stuff and have it installed and setting for a long period of time. But we do have everything ordered now and have those deliveries coming, and that's kind of what our March 1st completion date is based off of, just some of that specialty equipment that had to be ordered. So, but right now with the delivery dates that we've been given and startup times, commissioning times, March 1st is when we feel like we will be doing construction.
In your application, and then you may not remember this, but in your application, you put, everybody did, put out a timeline when you think that you'd be fully operational. Do you remember what time frame that was?
No. But essentially a 90-day growth cycle. Frankly, my piece of this is more of the construction. But we had a vegetative state and then essentially 60 days of flower before it would be done. But after 90 days, is when the product will be available. So, does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You look at planting seed like March 2nd, you guys are starting to grow.
Yes, sir.
If they're,
Provided no any other obstacles, but hopefully that's not going to be the case. Back to your application, what was your timeline on construction?
In the application process, you gave us a timeline of how long it would take you to construct your facility.
I believe we anticipated 6 months is what we anticipated, 6 to 8 months. And that, I feel like we're on schedule for what our anticipations. We've had somewhat of a wet fall, but now that we're in the dry, Mother Nature doesn't play as much of a factor at that point. So as far as being able to complete, we feel confident about that.
So in looking at your application, which I think I've found now, originally you had the permits being issued in November of 17, and you were expecting to be basically done with the facility in March of 18. Now we had some, as far as when all that, everything that happened, obviously that pushed us down quite a bit, but basically you had 6, 7 months of construction time, and you feel like you'll still be able to hit that same period of time based on when the licenses were issued?
Yes, I believe so. Frankly, we held off on ordering some specialty equipment for a while there was so much litigation because some of those have large non-refundable deposits, and while we were, it's a large sum of money, and so while we were kind of in that process of waiting, but once we've got far enough along and ordered the equipment, that's essentially all we're going to be waiting on, is just from the day we receive that equipment and then the commissioning time from that. So that's what our finish date's going to be based off of at this point.
Still hitting it pretty close.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah.
commendable.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. The community really wants to know kind of where everyone is. They think we're the commission holder for now. June 1st sounds like July 1st probably.
If you have the month of March, April, May, for the 90 days, it would be June 1st.
Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come and provide this information.
Thank you.
Any other questions?